If you've already put it off until the final hours, financial advisor and CPA David Peters joins us with some last-minute tips. Hi, David. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Is there anything we can do as of today, unless we have those papers in our hand ready to file them or hit the send button on the computer?
Well, I don't really think that at that point that there's really anything to do but file an extension. And so if you need to do that, a couple of things to remember. First thing is that we got to get that extension in by 11:59 p.m. tonight. And if you are filing electronically, you can do that without a problem. If you are planning to file an extension, though, by mail, one thing to just take a look at is what post offices are going to be open to actually be able to send that extension out.
Yeah, which is a good question. Back in the old days, all the post offices would stay open until midnight, collect those returns, and you're good to go. Now it might be a little more of a challenge. Listen, walk me through if somebody does not have their own accountant, they're filing their taxes themselves, even if it's an easy form. I guess now it would be the extension form. You have to go to the post office to get the form and then mail it. And if you go online, you go to the IRS website. Walk me through that process for people who might be a little stuck on this last day.
Yeah, so in order to file an extension, and if you're going to do it on paper, you can get those forms off of irs.gov for the federal extension. The state websites typically also have those forms available as well, and so you can just pull them offline. You could just fill them out. One thing to remember, too, is that if you are sending an extension in via mail, is to make sure that you send that certified mail with return receipt, because then if it ever gets questioned by the taxing authorities as to whether or not you sent it, you will have some proof that you did. And so that's an important piece to remember as well.
So for extensions, what do you have to send with the extension? Do you have to send a check? Do you have to estimate how much you're going to pay? And the penalty, if you don't do anything, if you're late on the taxes, is it just interest or is there more to it than that?
Yeah, so in order to, when you file an extension is an extension of time to file. It is not an extension of time to pay, which basically what that means is that if you do have a balance due and you extend your return, it doesn't give you until October the 15th to actually pay that amount. We act as if that amount was due on April the 18th. And so it's important to remember that. So, yes, we do need to send in a payment with the extension if we have a balance due. We want to try to estimate that as close as we possibly can. If we do happen to miss and we are too low, then we could end up in a situation where we're going to go owe some interest on that additional balance due and possibly also some penalties, too, depending on how much we miss by.
All right. None of this sounds like good news, David. This is what we get for waiting to the last minute. Real quick, last thing for you. If you do file for an extension today, do you have to do that separately for both the federal account and for your state?
Typically, you do. There are some states that do accept a federal extension if you don't have a balance due. If you have a balance due, you pretty much have to file a separate state extension and also make a payment with that state extension as well.
All right. Hopefully next year we'll get a little more expedient with the procedure and not wait till the last minute. But good advice for those who are waking up this morning with a little extra stress. Hopefully that helps them out a bit. Thanks, David. Financial advisor, CPA David Peters with some last-minute tax filing tips, which really means, Jeanette, extension filing tips.
Yeah. Good tips nonetheless, though.